There's no sound. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, y'all. Thank you for letting me know. Can you hear me now? Um can you can you hear me now, Jeff? Good morning, Todd. Peace. You're back. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, YouTube is doing the thing today, okay? We're gonna start the Mercury retrograde early for me on YouTube because they've been giving me issues the last 3 days or so. It's cool though. It's cool. Peace alls. So yeah, we're gonna take that 9 of giving birth, the utopia, the Sagittarius energy, the Yesod, the divine womb, and we're putting in that to the month of 3, expression and creation, the Saturn energy. 3 is third house that also deals with Gemini energy, your space of community and communication. Also being flexible and adaptable while still having that maintaining that sense of focus is heavy there too. So, as long as you can focus your emotions, as long as you can have focus on that Saturn being the energy, those are really the keys when dealing with the threes. So you're going to take that 9, put it into the 3, and it's going to bring us to knowledge and wisdom. We are getting into our knowledge and wisdom and our sense of understanding because 1, 2 comes into 3, right? So we are getting into our space of understanding on this month of 3, right? You guys are starting to get your sense of grounding of what March is looking like for you guys. What you're supposed to be standing under, what you should be creating and expressing, right? Right? No, not yet. It's okay. It's coming. We're finishing the first decade of the month, you know what I'm saying? So you guys put your best foot forward. A lot of things in this first decade of the month should have been coming to you that you were trying to manifest in the 1s and 2s, right? Thank you, ruler. So the things you were manifesting in 1s and 2s, you might have noticed in the first 10 days of March, they started coming to you. So now in the second decade of the month, you guys are going to start working on blending them into your routine, finding a sense of harmony with these different activities and these different manifestations and the different things that you said that you wanted. Okay. Um, so we're going to take that 3 that we've gotten with the 9 and 3, and we're going to put that into the year of 9 because everything we do, of course, we want to put it into the 9, right? This is the year of giving birth. This is the year of, it can be seen as karmic energy because you notice the pattern with the 9 is whatever you put into the 9, you're going to get right back, right? And so, hey, Johnny, but what we get back in like bite-sized pieces, which is really cool. So we're going to put that 3 of expression and creation and understanding and all that energy into this year of 9, and we're going to get back 1 and 2 again. So we get back the knowledge and wisdom. So we say, hey, I want to express, I want to create, I want the communication, I want to be adaptable and flexible while still having a sense of focus. I want to be able to endure all these challenges in my root chakra that are going to push me and strengthen me to have control over my sense of authority of self and all that fun stuff. And the universe is like, okay, focus on your 1s and 2s, focus on your knowledge, your intellect, your ketters, your cardinal energy, your ability to take action, and focus on your 2s, your wisdom, that exercise of that said knowledge, the balance, harmony, justice, and wisdom, your interpersonal relationships, what you prioritize and what you value. And that'll bring you to your understanding. So overall, today's the day of 3. Today's the day of understanding, which is really cool because, we're coming to the last day of the first decade of the month. So on this day, you should get like a really good realization of what you've been doing all month, right? What you've been working on, what you got going on, all that fun stuff. That's a lot better. I don't know why that filter just wasn't filtering the way it was before. What's up with you, Johnny? Happy Sunday. So enjoy this day of 3. The day of 3 is brought to us by the letters C, L, and U. C is fire. This is taking action, how you feel. The letter L is water. This is emotions and intuition. Excuse me. Thank you. I felt that for a minute. Hey, Liquify. How you doing, love? And the letter U is earth, so bringing things into formation, right? And 3 is Bina energy, which is understanding, which is about earth energy and bringing things into formation. You know what I'm saying? Fine. I'm glad you're doing fine. I'm doing pretty good. Happy Sunday, Liquify. Okay, so you're taking action, you're utilizing your intuition, and you're bringing things into formation as a result on this day of 3. Reading Metu Netter, Volume 1. Now that's gonna bother me. Feel like when I sneeze, it like opens up a whole realm of things for me. This is the energy of Seker, Ta, Almit, or Kapiri. In Canaanite, this is Ziphael or Ama. And the Kabbalah, this is Bina, which we got into the third Sephiroth, understanding. In Yoruba, this is Babalao. And Hindu Kush is Kali. This is the third sphere, the planet Saturn. Saturn, and the day is Saturn day. So for those of you guys born on a Saturn day, this is a great day. We love it here on the threes. The bath is Artemisia vulgaris, Jerusalem tea, and bitterbroom. The oils is myrrh and cypress. The incense is myrrh, cypress, and southernwood leaves. The spiritual words of power is Kring. We're going to do that to the east. And the planetary words of power is Ong, Prang, Pring, Prong. And we're going to do that to the southwest. Okay. As far as the personality energy that the three brings on us, this is some positive traits is being stable, sober, steadfast, reserved in speech, thrifty, studious, austere, steadfast in relationships, reliable, appreciative of structure and limitations, patient, and hardworking. Some negative traits is misanthropic, morose, depressed, covetous, jealous, mistrustful, suspicious, a liar, malicious, miscontent, timorous, miserly, unappreciative of structure and limitations, unsympathetic, stubborn, inhibited, phobias, mistrustful, unadaptive, separative, envious, and stingy. As far as mental traits go, some positives are suppression of thought process through deep concentration, resulting from perfection in the ab meditation system, leading to the ability to A, awaken and direct the units of spiritual power, the Netarus, deities, and spirits, and B, enter an attunement with the spiritual forces that are in charge of the orderly unfoldment of events in the world. Hence, good powers of planning, organizing, hence, appreciative of structure and limitations, because those structures and limitations is what brings things into fruition how we see fit, right? Some negative traits is lack of concentration, poor planning, absence of plans, unappreciative of structure and limitations. Some careers or functions for today that might be on the forefront is elderly persons, property owners, farmers, miners, subway workers, funerary industry, priests, priestesses, skilled in the use of powers. Um, as far as the spiritual portfolio goes on the day of three, you're dealing with the imposition of the divine law from within by deities and spirits, destiny, success in life, organization, structure, cycles, hierarchy, phases, limitations, delays, and obstructions. Today is a day of Sunday, so I want to get into Sunday with you guys a little bit. I know Sunday is the energy of the nine. No, I thought it was the energy of the nine. You know, every day is a day of all star and a day of one. It might be six. Six might be Sunday because that's Tippereth, and Tippereth is ruled by the sun. Yep, it's six. So, as far as today being Sunday, we're dealing with the sixth Sephiroth on a Sunday, which is Heru, Michael, Tippereth, and the Kabbalah, Shango, or Bhuvana Shvari. Excuse me. As far as it being Sunday, the spiritual Hakao, where's the power is Hrim. The spiritual direction is west, and the planetary Hakao is Ong Ring Ring Rong, and that spiritual direction is the northeast. And some emotional traits being positive, magnanimous, desirous of power and leadership, full of vitality, zealous, noble, lofty, proud, ardent, authoritative, humane, reserved, above using underhanded means in the struggle against opponents. Some negative traits is being arrogant, extravagant, indecisive, overbearing, dictatorial, excessive pride, and devitalized, hence weak willed, tyrannical, boastful yet empty, and egotistical. Okay. Some careers or functions are people in authoritative position. Mother in a one parent household, king, prince, leaders, lieutenant, deputy mayor, governor, boss, supervisor, etc., or self employed. As far as the spiritual function goes for a Sunday, this will is the essence of our divinity. In the same manner that we help children develop by allowing them freedom to act within a circle of limitations, the Supreme Being develops man's divinity by allowing him a certain amount of freedom within a ring past not. The circle that men cannot pass corresponds to sacred structural lines that keeps the world and its events in place. Outside of these, man has the freedom to choose what he wills. But as we have seen, success depends on law and order. As Tahuti and Mayat correspond to the communication of the divine law to our mind and not its imposition, we have the freedom to follow or ignore it. This freedom of the will to follow or ignore divine law is the basis of our divinity. There is no divinity where there is compulsion. We saw in the past chapters that the Men Ob system of meditation is the means of liberating and perfecting the use of the will. On our perfection of this system depends on the upliftment of our character and our spiritual growth. The only time that spiritual growth and the transcending of our conditionings take place is when we live the truth of our free will in crossroads situations. These situations are characterized by one, the appearance that we will lose a great deal, real, imagined, or perceived, which will be opposed to two, the truth which must be followed, and three, the intuition of clever and seemingly convincing rationalizations for not following the truth. This latter is contributed by Set. All right. Hey Justin, how you doing, love? So that's the energy for this day of three, as well as being a Sunday. So let's move on to the astrological astronomical report. Hey Antoine, don't really like to answer personal questions on here. I'm not interested in dating anybody. Um, we start the day off at a 75% waxing gibbous moon. Moon rising at 2:12 p.m. and setting at 5:08 a.m. Tropically speaking, in our mindset, our introspection is in Cancer in the eighth house. So the moon being in its home zodiac energy is pretty cool. We actually have quite a few placements over there in the tropical Cancer energy, but still in the Gemini constellation. The moon is next to, I believe, the Fortune, the Vortex, and Mars. So, we got like a little four thing situation happening there, which is really cool. But empowerment in your intuition is definitely key here in your mindset. Empowerment in your feminine energy, your emotional self, your nurturing space, and who you are when you're at your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? That's your powerful self. So get more in tune with that person, when the walls are down and the shell is off in that space of vulnerability. That's where your empowerment, that's where the transformations are going to come from for yourself as well. Hey Lord Drew, thank you for liking the screen. As far as the energy exchanges go, or the actual happenings when it comes to home and family and introspection, community is key here. It's at a 26 degrees, so finding balance and harmony on the health, wellness, daily routine of things. Also finding the wisdom on your tippereth, your space of confidence and courageousness. That will bring you your transformations and empowerment, as this energy is still in the eighth house, whether we're on a tropical or the Vedic chart. Sunrise at 7:20 a.m. if you guys are in New Jersey like me. The clocks have went back forward an hour. I wasn't ready. I set my alarm for 2:30 to start mathematics, and then it's 3:30 and I was like, shit. And then I ended up starting at 5. um, but the sunrise at 7:20 today is setting at 7 p.m. Oh, that's gonna be so annoying waking up in the dark. I don't want to get up in the morning in the dark. Um Tropically and Draconic, we are in Pisces energy. Thank you, Anton. I appreciate your compliments. I really, really do. Our experiences are in the deep waters of Olukun, having more like um experiences and six of expression that brings out things that are hidden beneath the horizon. Things are hidden, in the deep waters. A lot of secrets and delusions and illusions coming out and revealing themselves to you, tapping into your akashic records, past life situations, people's true intent. Some people saying, oh, I've been watching you for a long time and I hate you, or I love you, or whatever way have those kind of things happening in this space and time. Also, some people are starting to come out and create illusions, you know what I'm saying? Making you think that certain things are what they are based upon, what they want to do, whatever. If you come around a lot of Pisces right now, they're assisting you with your ability to be more empathetic and sympathetic towards people's emotions. For those of you guys who have a Pisces sun, who feel yourself being invoked on this tropical draconic Pisces energy, work on your martyrdom, overly sacrificing yourself, in your experiences. The sun is still in Aquarius constellation. We're here for about another week or so, a little less than a week. Um, So the energy exchanges and the happenings in our experience is still societal. So whatever is happening in the tropical and draconic realm is it's affecting us on a society level. This is still all happening towards the fourth house of home and family, feminine energy, intuition, introspect, the third eye vibe with the fourth house, the moon. The moon and Castor are in conjunction today at 3:54 a.m. The moon is 6.1 degrees south. The moon and Pollux are in conjunction today at 7:42 a.m. The moon is 2.9 degrees south. A minimal angle at 6:40 a.m. The moon will be 2.8 degrees south southwest, and we'll be able to observe that. Well, we were at 4:50 a.m. With a 3-degree southwest separation. Castor and Pollux are the stars in the Gemini constellation because, like I said, while we're tropically, our mindset is in Cancer energy, the intuition self. We're still having those energy experiences of the Gemini constellation. So, community and communication, working on being flexible and adaptable and quick-witted while also being focused and grounded are definitely keys for today. Lilith enters Draconic Scorpio today at 11:07 a.m. That happens with Lilith entering that Draconic Scorpio. You'll feel a lot of transformations happening to those spirits. A lot of you guys are in tune with your spiritual self. Some of you guys are spiritual warriors and spiritual rebels, and you're leading that, revolution in the spiritual realm with your energy, because we're just personification, not just. My bad. I didn't mean to minimize, because us being in human form is actually a big deal. For those of you guys who've been sitting around listening to me read Sefer Yetzirah the past few days, yesterday's reading was very insightful for, the power it is to be in the physical realm. And in the physical realm, we do things a little different than the spiritual. Like, what I like that we got into yesterday with Sefer Yisrael was learning about the angels and how the angel is literally a one-trick pony. Whereas, like, as an angel, you only have one task and you only have knowledge of that one task that you have. So anything outside of that task, you have to go to another angel or a being or whatever, what have you, for the answer, because they only can do what they do. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like linear beings. I only have my mission. That's it. And the thing about being a human or being in the physical world is that good and evil can reside in one being. Whereas with angels, it can only be one energy at a time, right? And so in the book, it's like there's like a sense of power in that, because being in the physical world gives you an opportunity to utilize the good to conquer over the evil, or maybe your evil conquers over good. But the fact that you can have both and inside of you is like it puts you at a one up, which is pretty cool. So that's what we read in Sefer Yetzirah yesterday, and it was pretty interesting. So for those of you guys that are embracing the physical form, hey chocolate stoner, the physical experience and stuff like that, you have like this superpower of having a multitude of thoughts and emotions and moral codes. You have this ability to be at the crossroads, to be fickle, to be to go into your book bag and pull out a bunch of different energies at once if you want to, which is something that can't totally be done in the spiritual realm the way it's being done in the physical. So that's pretty cool. And so for those of you guys who are using your spiritual self, your inner spiritual warrior to, one day I want to be this spiritual person. The next day I can be this spiritual person. Da, 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 da. You guys are, playing those games in the spiritual realm. So having Lilith enter Draconic Scorpio, a lot of you guys who consider yourself spiritual warriors, spiritual teachers, guides, rebellions, revolutionaries, etc., you guys are using your physical body to, put out those energies. Hey, Zenergy, peace to the God. Hey, Haribo. My bad if I mispronounced that. I'm just gonna do with the Shakur. Peace to the guy. Hey, Lizzie. Um, so those of you guys are putting that aura out there like that, you are peace. You guys may be tapped into that love energy, you know what I'm saying? Leading the rebellion, doing things a little different. Like I said, as above, so below. So, like how we see the transformation of power happening in the physical realm with the CEOs and the government and the monetary things, especially with the revealing with the Pisces energy, bringing things to the truth, you know what I'm saying? Between Aquarius, from Aquarius to Pisces to Aries. And if you're on the Vedic chart instead, it's Capricorn, Aquarius to Pisces energy. Those three, spaces, that little, triad, if you will, of energy. is really undergoing some transformations in the upper room, in the spiritual realm, just as much as they're, undergoing transformations down here in the physical. So you'll see a lot of new beginnings, a lot of, wars and battles. We're not as like violent as we used to be. Everything is more so like we're not into like duels and fighting each other with swords and stuff like that. So a lot of this is like communicative. A lot of this is more so in the ones and zeros and all that fun stuff. I'll get into Cancer in a moment. I'll come back to that. Um, but yeah, so all that's happening there, and Lilith is leading the revolutionary energy in that realm. So that's what I have for the astrological astronomical report. We went over today's mathematics on the day of 3 of creation and expression and emotion. We can get into the calendar a little bit. With the moon being over there in that degree of Gemini, we're in the Punarvasu nakshatra, which goes from 20 degrees Gemini to 3 degrees Cancer. Um, this covers the final degrees of Gemini and the early degrees of Cancer. The moon's placement here brings intellectual and curious energy to the emotional nurturing energy. The deity of this nakshatra is Aditi, the mother of the gods in Vedic mythology and the goddess of cosmic abundance and renewal. Aditi embodies the nurturing qualities of universe, providing sustenance, protection, and the chance for recovery and rebirth. The symbol is 2 quivering arrows or a bow and arrow, signifying the energy of recovery, renewal, and returning to a previous state of balance. Um, when the moon transits here, individuals may feel a strong desire to heal emotional wounds and connect with family or establish a balance in their lives. There's often a feeling of hope and comfort that comes from knowing that emotional regeneration is possible. A sense of restoration, stability, emotional upheavals, or challenging times may happen on an emotional level, but this is to reflect on growth and rebuilding of your emotional and mental state. So you might feel a lot of that happening in your moon-like self. It depends on where your personal moon is and how it's in alignment. Hey, Scorpio, and how it's in alignment with the transit moon being over there in Gemini, Cancer energy. Um, yeah. So coming into we're starting to enter the last nakshatra with the sun as it moves more towards Pisces energy. Once the sun enters, well, we don't enter Aries constellation till April. April 17th is when we have the Vedic New Year, for those of you guys who are curious on that level of things. But right now we're in the last of days. What degree are we in? The sun is in 24 degrees Aquarius. So we're in the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. It's at the end of Aquarius and beginning of Pisces. It blends the energies of both signs. Aquarius, being ruled by Saturn, represents innovation, humanitarianism, and independence. And Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, representing spirituality, intuition, and compassion. This nakshatra is ruled by Jupiter, bringing wisdom, philosophy, spirituality, and expansion, bringing you towards higher knowledge. The symbol is the two-faced man, or man holding a sword, signifying a dual nature and the ability to perceive both material and spiritual aspects of existence. The duality inherent in the symbol suggests that the emotional experience of individuals under this nakshatra can be complex, often navigating between worldly desires and higher spiritual aspirations. The deity is Aja Ekapada, the form of Lord Shiva that represents transformation, purification, and cosmic power. This association enhances the spiritual nature of the Purva Bhadrapada with a strong focus on inner growth, renunciation, and breaking free from material attachments. So you'll find that a lot. And then it's a month 3. It's a month of expression and understanding. So it's a nice alignment to be experiencing that nakshatra in this space of transformation, and a deep yearning for spiritual growth and evolution is heavy here. So you guys might feel that heavy today too. In the ancient Kemetic calendar, we have 3 seasons a year, 4 months per season, 30 days per month, and each month is divided into 10-day weeks, which we call decans. As you guys know, we're on the last day of the first decan of the month, the decan of initiation. Tomorrow is the last day of the energy of Osiris. Osiris is all about great leadership. We are in the month of Makir. We're here today is the last day of month of Makir too. Tomorrow we're going to enter the month of Famenos, Famanus, which is actually ruled by Osiris. So we go from being the decan of Osiris to getting into the month of Osiris. So that's cool. Peace, AJ. Welcome back. Um, But just talking about the last day of the month of Makir on this day of Osiris. This is ruled by Horus or Ra. The Eye of Horus represents protection from evil, while the Eye of Ra represents fear. The growing season continues with agricultural activities like planting, sowing, and the ripening of crops. So we love it here. And that is the ancient Kemetic calendar. When it comes to the Hebrew calendar, we are in the month of Adar. Oot, oot, oot. Adar is the month of joy and celebration. It's the month of Purim, the holiday that celebrates the salvation of the Jewish people from the Haman's plot. The keys for today is the celebration and salvation, strength and deliverance, the power of unity and faith in in the face of diversity. As far as the day of the week goes, we are in the first day, which is Yom Rishon in the Hebrew calendar. Sunday marks the first day of creation when God created light. This is Genesis 1 1 through 5. This is a day of new beginnings and renewal. In Jewish tradition, the first day of the week is seen as the start of creation, symbolizing hope, creativity, and the potential to begin anew. Yom Rishon is new beginnings, light, and creation. Now, in the Hindu calendar, um, thank you for the favor. I appreciate you. AJ, I ain't paying you no mind. Um, uh, in the month in the Hindu calendar, we are tropically speaking in Mina, which is Pisces energy. This is the fish, and let's talk about that a little bit. This is ruled by Jupiter, compassionate, intuitive, artistic, and dreamy. Pisceans are deeply empathetic, creative, and often drawn to spirituality or artistic pursuits. They are sensitive and understanding to others' feelings. The ruling deity is Lord Vishnu, the Matsya, the fish incarnation, um, which is directly linked to Pisces, symbolizing spiritual guidance, compassion, and adaptability. Pisces is considered a sign of deep spiritual connection and intuition, qualities that are embodied by Vishnu's incarnation. And the Vedic calendar, we're still in the energy of Kumbha, which is Aquarius. Like I said, we're here for a few more days. This is ruled by Saturn or Uranus in modern astrology. Sometimes you can see a little bit both in the Aquarians that we see today. Being innovative, independent, idealistic, and humanitarian. Aquarians are known for their originality, forward thinking ideas, and desire to improve society. The ruling deity is Lord Shiva as Lord of Time and Lord Vishnu. Um, Aquarius are often associated with the innovative and humanitarian aspects of Lord Vishnu, who preserves and nurtures cosmic order. However, Shiva, as the Lord of Time and Transformation, also governs Aquarius' connection to future and unconventionality. So that's where we're at in the month on the Vedic, chart. As far as the day goes, um, we're in Lord Surya rules this day, which is the sun god. Lord Surya is the source of light, vitality, health, and strength. He represents the self, soul, and life force. Sun worship is integral to Hinduism, and Surya is considered to be a symbol of truth, wisdom, and good health. Some associated activities: Sundays are considered auspicious for offering prayers to Lord Surya to strengthen one's health, gain success, and seek vitality. Reciting the Surya Gayatri mantra or performing the Surya Namaskar sun salutations is a common practice. So that's what we have on the calendar for ancient Kemetic, Hindu, and Hebrew calendar. As far as the horoscopes go, you guys know we're in the year of 9. This is the year of Jubilee. This is also the year of gold in the alchemy horoscope, which deals with, abundance, generosity, joy, all things in alignment with the sacral chakra. Long lasting relationships, being passionate, interesting, faithful, love of luxuries, and spending money. As far as the West African horoscope goes, we are in the energy of family. We're here till April 4th, being human oriented, wanting to help everyone around us, solidarity, empathy, and harmony. Family will always be this native's haven. We're in the energy of the wolf in the Native American horoscope. We're here till the 20th. This is the Frog Clan. Wolves are quick and elusive, great at adapting, and great willpower. Do not fall to influence. Wolves are omens that have great healing powers, good intuition, and bringing a sense to life and death. As far as the Celtic or the Druid horoscope goes, we're in the energy of Ash. We're here to the 17th. This is the Enchanter. The animal associated with this energy is the seal, the seahorse, or the seagull. Powerful imagination, intuitive, and spontaneous. These people tend to be observant and curious and still very reserved. And when they find their soulmate, they're givers. And then in the thank you, goddess. And the Chinese zodiac, we're in the energy of the wood snake, a period of transformation, creativity, wisdom, and unpredictability, flexibility, and diplomacy, opportunities amongst the challenges, physical vitality, and passion. So those are all the horoscopes for today, from those different cultures. Today is ruled by the third eye, being the Sunday, which is the external side of the third eye. So in this space, we're dealing with expression, communication, and experiences. Um, it's the third eye is Ajna, which is command beyond wisdom, is between the eyebrows. We're dealing with the polarity, this polarity in particular, the outer self, intuition, mind, energy center, and foresight. We're dealing with the logical and rational self. The light element is the element for today. F note for my musicians, the ah ma vowel sound, 852 hertz. The color is 490 to 450 nm. Hrim is the hekal for the sun, or Om. Sun is associated with Heru. This is Tippereth. This is the sixth Sephira. We can also deal with Odumila here. Heru is will, courage, discipline, the upper and lower self. The sixth Sephira maintained through coordination and balance, celestial government administrate. So that's what we're dealing with there. So we've gone over the mathematics, the astrological, astronomical report. We've gone over the calendars, the horoscope. So let's get into the planetary hour, y'all. We can start with the hour of the sun. The sun's hours start at 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. The hours of the sun are good for energy, vitality, dealing with your experiences, the external side of your third eye. We talk about the sun being over there, and Pisces, Aquarius energy. So it's dealing with your spiritual self, things hidden beneath the horizon. So a lot of you guys are having spiritual experiences where people are revealing themselves, experiences where you're either creating the delusions, you're falling under delusions, or they're again revealing themselves. Experiences more so in a dreamy like state too, for those of you guys wanting to nap more, daydream more, all that stuff like that. That's heavy on the Pisces, on the mindset, resting of the minds, not too much. You might be dealing with brain fog or a lot of mental resistance. If you try to fight through those type of things, it's not the time to start like going ham with the writing of the things. Um, like me personally, I'm a Virgo. I write books and I write music. I know this is not a good time for me to start trying to force that out. It's more so a time of me imagining how I want things to be. The forcing the writing things out probably come to me more so in Aries energy because I'm a Leo rising or a Virgo rising at this point in my progressive chart. So while that first house energy is there, that's when my Virgo energy will get activated. You know what I'm saying? So having that kind of awareness of how your personal chart interacts with the collective chart is definitely a big key, right? um the sun is sitting over there being supported by Jupiter at 21 degrees. uh Excuse me for a second. Okay, a little off today. um but yeah, we have Saturn over there in Pisces. We have the North Node and Neptune sitting at a 29-degree. Neptune is making its way to Aries by the end of this month. New beginnings to our dreamlike state. Like I said, a lot of transformations are happening in the spiritual realm. And so we're definitely going to start feeling them by the end of this month and the beginning of next month, especially when the sun starts to enter Aries. Aries energy in the constellation of the things. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start experiencing a lot of the dreams that we're having with that Neptune and Aries. Wherever those dreams take you, like I said in the beginning, y'all be careful with y'all projections. Everything y'all saying don't apply to everybody, and who it don't apply to, you guys need to make those like discretions. Take, like, people pull tarot cards and say like take what suits you and leave the rest. But then when they have dreams and prophecies, they want to project that shit on the whole world, and it's like, no, it's the same thing. Like, but anywho, Um, that's where the sun is at. We're experiencing a lot of things in a dreamy like state and the things hidden beneath the horizon. Jupiter hours, not Jupiter, Venus hours. Venus deals with, aesthetics, creativity, my artists out there, romantic pursuits, that's all Venusian energy. Dealing with wealth and business is heavy here too. Um, 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Venus is sitting over here and in Aries energy, new beginnings to your space of wealth. You know what I'm saying? Starting to take action on our mindset. Remember, you're still in the Pisces constellation with Venus. So while, your mindset is on, I want to take action, the new beginnings, the war, the fire, and all that fun stuff, the energy exchanges are still on that dreamy like state. So your body still might be moving a little bit slower than your mind. And just give yourself a little bit of grace in that realm of things, right? Mercury's hours are from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight. Mercury is, I see you corrupted. Mercury is all about community and communication, trading, a little light traveling happening there, tapping into your intellect, focusing on your health, wellness, daily routine, and your moral and integral code. Um, if you want to learn something, that is, what you do there. So Mercury is sitting over there in Aries as well. It is in its retrograde shadow while Venus is in retrograde. So like I said, a lot of these things are moving slower because I know you see the nice days coming. Everybody's getting excited for Aries energy, all this fun stuff. But we're still in wintertime and we don't want you to be impulsive. The year of the wood snake is not for being impulsive, it's for really planning and organizing things out. So use this Venus and Mercury retrograde in that Pisces dreamy like energy and utilize those dreams. Utilize your spiritual self to really plan and organize things into the physical. All right. Um, You said, why am I so smart though? Because I spend a lot of time by myself reading and watching documentaries and taking online classes and stuff because I can't afford to live in college. That's why I'm so smart. I don't have anything else to do. I don't really have any friends in the physical world. Spend a lot of time by myself or with my kids and books. Um, but yeah, so that's where Mercury is at. Um, And that's what we have going on there. So the moon's hours are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then midnight we have the hour of the moon. The moon is all about introspection and emotions, your intuitive self. When we're dealing with the moon, we're dealing with, I love you too. Thank you, Corrupted. When we're dealing with the moon, we're dealing with our feminine energy, the matriarch energy. Home and family is definitely a big key here. We have the moon sitting in Cancer right now, but in the still in the Gemini constellation. And like I was saying earlier, the moon is over there by Mars, which is our motivation, nurturing, having our solar plexus chakra and that nurturing spirit can debilitate a little bit because Mars wants to be all over and outward and stuff like that. But Cancer is like, okay, chill out for a second. Let's just, plan things out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Let's nurture and comfort this solar plexus chakra so it can come out into that Leo energy more balanced. Because this is where Mars was retrograded at too. So now it's going forward, repeating some degrees, and what really motivates you. So you might have yourself like combing through certain things you guys were really excited about the first time Mars went through these degrees. You were like, oh my God, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then Mars went in retrograde and it slowed down the momentum of you getting those things done. Right. And it kind of got frustrating, right? Because it was like, damn, it's time to implement these things. I'm losing time. You're not losing time. Just wanted you to really see if that's what you really wanted after a few more experiences and a little nurturing, a little playing things out from a more, introspective point of view. And now that Mars is moving back forward through these degrees again, you find yourself repeating these mindsets like, is this really what I want? Is this really where I want to go? Is this really what I want to do? And now you're coming at a more less like aggressive, assertive, like, yeah, and more like, yeah, I feel more confident. This is what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's Mars over there. It's also in your vertex. So as you're doing these things, you're attracting this stuff in your space. Um, the vortex, the fortune is there too. So having a more ground sense of groundedness, all this stuff is happening in the 8th house of empowerment and transformations. So a lot of pieces are being moved right now as you find more find yourself being more calm, cool, and collected about what it is that you're saying that you wanted. I'm the same, but I spent my life drinking alcohol though. Oh yeah, I'm not a drinker. I used to drink in college and then, it just wasn't for me. So I stuck to the books. Do you think in the universe we died, but here we still alive? No energy is created or destroyed. So I don't think we're dead anywhere. I think our energy is big and it's somewhere else, and our bodies are just catching up, locking into the energy. That's why we have a lot of deja vu and dreams and kindred spirits and twin flames and all these other human labels that we put on the things. But that's my theory on that. And that's not even like the full introspect. Saturn's hours are for 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturn is all about long-term planning, but in this long-term planning, you're dealing with the challenges that are here to strengthen you, your survival of self, how you obtain and maintain your resources. Saturn deals with limitations, restrictions, and boundaries, rules, and order, dealing with that Vina energy here. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful of like, being too caught up in the material world with Saturn, but it does give us, what we need, to be on this physical plane. And Saturn is also sitting over there in Pisces energy, providing the challenges. And then also, Saturn is associated with Babalao, which walks around with and making sure everybody his heart is light as a feather, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, the Oba scale, excuse me. I'm mixing conversations, mixing cultures. Um and so um where was I going with this? Saturn is over there in Pisces, providing challenges to a lot of the illusions, the delusions and the beliefs that we had, and the illusionists that were creating them. So a lot of people that were walking around and being deceitful and not being honest and stuff, you see a lot of them dealing with challenges to stay in control and authority of people, and of themselves, because they go into jail. For some of them, we're dealing with things on the spiritual realm, real heavy too. And sometimes it could just be, as simplified as guilt or shame or not sleeping at night or whatever, what have you. But that's all Saturn sitting over there in Pisces, providing challenges to those illusions. Jupiter also deals with long-term planning, but while Saturn, focuses on the limitations and the restrictions, Jupiter kind of expands and goes more so into like growth and study and being more optimistic and challenges. Jupiter's hours are from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., um, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., uh, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Jupiter is in Gemini, zodiac, and the Cancer, not yeah, Gemini zodiac, Cancer Taurus constellation, excuse me, moving forward. Taurus constellation, providing that expansion and abundance, and community and communication, learning how to be flexible, adaptable while still being focused. I know a lot of things that you guys are planning and that you want to see in fruition. You guys are giving yourselves like these crazy timelines to achieve it. And, you just want to be mindful that a lot of pieces have to move around for you to have the things that you're asking for in the way that you're asking for them. And so, just, be patient, be present. I know your spirit moves a whole lot faster than your physical body, and it can create a little bit of impatience in yourself, but that's just the feeling of your molecules moving, towards what you want to have in that space. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter's energy exchanges over there in Taurus, so a lot of expansion and abundance happening in the money realm, and you see that happening. It's income tax season, and people having that balance between the wealth and the emotions and what they prioritize and what they value is big and important here as well. um but all that comes hand in hand with community communication and being flexible and doing things that are a little different, a little out of bounds. And last but certainly not least, the hours of Mars are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., which we're about to go into the hour of Mars, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mars deals with your assertive, aggressive self, your solar plexus chakra, your sense of control, your celestial enforcer, how you enforce your boundaries and things in your space. Mars, like I said, is over there in Cancer next to the moon, the fortune and the vortex, becoming more sound and more comfort and nurtured with your space of assertion, aggression are definitely keys here, you know. And so that's what we have for the planetary hour, y'all. I feel like I lost touch and I want to get back and closer with God, but I just get drunk and talk stupid and act stupid. I don't believe in space. I feel like all shit is made up though. Yeah, everything is made up. But the power of the mindset is if you can make it up, you can make it exist. Isn't that fun? You have the power to make shit. It's like playing with Play-Doh. Play-Doh turned it into a snake. So now it's a snake because I made it that way. It's just as simple as the book of Genesis. God said, "Let there be light." There was light. And it was good. I said, "There's stars." There's stars. It's good. It might not agree with your reality, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Because you're entitled to your reality. That's the power of having your own solar plexus chakra and your own, planetary setup and stuff like that. And it's fun there. Yeah, I'm Native American too. Everybody believes in a creator. Everybody just has their own words, their own rhetoric, and their own storylines associated with the creator. Which, and honestly, if you read them all next to each other, it's pretty much the same shit. All right, so let's get into the reading of things. The overall reading for you guys is wealth, knowledge being born in a space of wealth. We are focusing on our Mercury space, which is in the shadows of retrograde between Pisces and Aries. Mindset on new beginnings, being methodical, walking your confidence and courageousness with your health, wellness, daily routine, and moral integral code. And also, dealing with some of the delusion and illusions that have been placed upon your intellect. And then also that is the symbol for Jupiter. Jupiter is bringing expansion and abundance. And we talked about Jupiter being over there in Gemini energy and community and communication, as well as in Taurus energy. So aligning your Mercury and your Jupiter space is what's going to bring you that sense of wealth, expansion, and abundance to what you do to your routine. The Page of Pentacles. You guys hiding behind the material world, hiding behind your physical body, all things that we can touch is what we trust the most. It's on this hour 5:55. We love it here. And so we want to get from behind that mask, right? We don't like really like wearing that mask too much, but also know that you are the creator of the mask that you wear. You are the one standing behind it, finding a sense of stability and order in your actions, is definitely key here too. So you find you guys actually finding some sense of grounding, especially as we enter the second decade of the month of three. You know what I'm saying? Finding some sense of stability and groundedness in your actions to help you with creating, the costume, the things that you have in your physical realm is going to help you with your wealth. What parts of self to focus on? We're going to focus on our net sock, which is the celestial designer. Still coming back to that page. That Page of Pentacles, creating the things. This is Yetzirah. This is a space of formation, right? The moon in Aquarius. So again, you're going to be more revolutionary. A lot of the downloads that you guys get from spirit, your dreams and stuff like that have you doing things that you've never heard of, like, oh, this is unheard of, this goes against the grain, this goes against everything I was taught, this doesn't sound realistic, woo wop. Well, guess what it is, and it's something that you can do and you probably should be doing, so go for it. You know what I'm saying? It is out of the box, it is scary because it is unknown and it's so crazy, but it's exciting, so go for it. With that moon and Aquarius energy and being the celestial designer again, that Page of Wands, and having that Page of Pentacles, and having that Four of Wands. You might find yourself in a sense of isolation. This reverts to the throat chakra, the space of invocation and manifestation, that daily routine. So this might put you in that space of, because you're doing something so revolutionary. The moon in Aquarius deals with one. This is Ketters. This brings you into that space of cardinal leadership energy. So you may feel alone. However, just know that there still is a community, that Jupiter and Gemini, there is a community that is there to support you, that's looking for you to move in your power. However, there is, of course, a space of isolation, because the people that you're currently around are not going to support what it is that you're trying to do. They're not going to, fully understand, what it is that you're trying to do, what it is that you're trying to create. And for that reason, in this space and time, you may feel a sense of isolation. And that's because there's a sense of building and destroying and transformation happening in the community that's around you, that's supposed to support you and what you're doing. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for liking the screen. I appreciate you. So, Be mindful of that. Don't get too upset. The isolation is imperative for where you're going, because no two things can stay in the same place at the same time. So if you have these people closest to you that don't understand what you're trying to do, and they're not really helping you manifest what you got going on, you don't really have space for people that are actually going to help you with what you got going on and manifest, because you're too busy making time for these people that cannot and do not. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy the space of isolation. Realize that it's like you're an atom and you have these valence electrons, and there's too many electrons in your outer space, and you got to let go of some of those electrons so you can move on to the next atom and take on some of their electrons, and we have new atoms around us, and it's a great time. And now we're creating new chemical bonds, and different reactions and actions are happening, and we love it here. I like to look at my bonds as chemical reactions. I like science. Science is fun, and you are science, so yeah, get into it. Need to plan, y'all. Start planning and organizing step by step. Scheduling yourself is definitely a big key here. Very important here. We're in the energy of the wood snake. Mars is going back through those Cancer degrees for the third time. Enjoy it. Breathe it in. Soak it in, man. The new year starts April 17th when the sun enters the Aries constellation. So give yourself space and grace during this month of March. Don't be so quick to jump into the New Year's energy because we've entered the zodiac energy, because we're not there Vedically yet. We're there in our mindset though. So while we're there in our mindset, great time to plan. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, if you go outside now and act like it's springtime on March 20th, you're going to be upset. You're going to get cold. You're going to catch a sickness. Things not going to flow to your liking. The planets are not where they need to be yet for you to move like it's spring. So be mindful of that, you guys. And that's what I got for you guys for your collective reading. I really appreciate you guys tapping in with me today and being in alignment with me. And just remember, you guys are the creator of the masks and the costumes that you wear, and be grounded in your actions, and that is your key to wealth. You guys are in control, and if you guys have somebody else that's in control, really tap into those Pisces placements, especially Saturn and Pisces, because Saturn and Pisces will bring you back down to your root chakra and help you reclaim your authority of yourself and not of these fictitious entities, because just how you could say like outer space is fictitious, well, that means that NASA is fictitious. The public school education system and science class is also fictitious, because they were teaching you these fictitious things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is made up. Monetary system is made up. This government is made up. Economics is made up. A lot of that history that you guys are learning is made up. So when you get into it, knowing that these things are made up, know that the entities that create them and implement them and keep them alive are also made up. And so get them out of your root chakra, get them out of your space of authority, and put yourself back there. You have your own history. You have your own story. You have your own lineage. You have your own bloodline. You have your own things. And if you control your root chakra, you're going to thus control the rest of your chakras moving upward into your third eye. All right. Otherwise, you're going to let all these other entities come in and tell you what to do, what to think, what to feel, how to make money. It's mad easy for someone to get on these ones and zeros and say, hey, you want to make $7,000 a week? This is what you need to do. If you're not doing it, you ain't shit. And then you'll buy it. You want to know why? Because you have some things that don't belong to you, that are not you in your root chakra. So it's easy for someone to come in and tell you how to do things in your heart chakra, to tell you how to love and how to build wealth. There's mad with easy ways of people coming into your solar plexus chakra and tell you what you need to feel empowered and what you need to feel good enough. There's mad energy that can come into your sacral chakra and say, this is how you need to behave, and this is what you need to do to feel like you're having fun, to feel like you have a sense of belonging. You know what I'm saying? It's really easy to do that if you have other entities in your root chakra. Uproot them hoes. All right. So that's what I got for you today. And I will see you guys later as we continue reading Sefer Yitzhara. So peace, y'all. I'ma let you go.